Okay, so I just did this long thing where I thought I was doing a video and I just actually took a fucking picture. And I said all this stuff that I wanted to say, and I guess I have to say it all over again, and I'm kind of irritated about it, but, anyway. So what I was said already, and we'll say again, is that a lot of things have transpired since I last posted, and I've thought about posting all kinds of times, and about doing all different kinds of songs and whatever, and I just haven't done it because, I don't know, procrastination is one of my biggest downfalls. But one of the things I wanted to speak about was the big thing that happened in my life that caused me to want to do this this YouTube thing was that I felt like I was this huge victim. And I'm in this 12-step program, and one of the things that is asked of all members is that you find your part in whatever it is that has occurred. And the only thing I could see was that I had just been majorly fucked over, and I was pissed about it and resentful, and I could see no part that I had played. But I recently had a revelation that my part in it was that I was in denial. I was in denial about it because I knew what was happening, and I kind of tried to deal with it, but I think I also just like stuck my head like in the sand, which is something that I tend to do. And the hard part about denial is that you don't know you're in it when you're in it because you're hardcore in denial about shit. And I've found or I've contemplated that there's a fine line between acceptance and denial. Because if you're accepting things and you're moving on, you're like, oh, whatever, it's all good. I've accepted this. But if you're in denial, you're like, oh, it's all good. And it's hard to know which one is which, really. I still haven't figured that out. Anyway, so there's that. And I feel that I'm a little bit more at peace with all of that, and I've learned a lot, and I'm still learning, and we all learn all the time, whatever, blah, blah. But I'm getting ready to go through a bunch of changes, and I'm not really sure how I feel about all of it. I'm excited, mostly, and I feel kind of nothing, too. I'm getting ready to move. I'm leaving the house that I raised my kids in and had my marriage in, and that's sad, I guess. But I'm also really looking forward to actually having my new life. I've been in transition for almost a year. Been commuting from one city to another because I took a job in the place where I'm going to be moving. Because my youngest is still in high school and I wanted to be here for him, whatever. Still remains to be seen if he's going to actually graduate. That's his deal. I'm trying to make myself believe. And, my daughter's going to have a baby, and that's weird, and I'm going to be a grandma, and I'm already a grandma because my oldest has a baby, and I haven't met him yet. There's just a lot going on. But for the most part, I feel happier than I've ever felt, like, ever. Like, for the longest period of time ever. And sometimes I think that maybe I'm suddenly manic depressive and this is just a manic phase, and like, when is the deep depression gonna hit? Because I've struggled with depression on and off throughout my life, for sure. But I feel alright. And I feel good. It's not just I feel alright, I feel happy. It's weird. I just wanted to speak a little bit, too, to 12-step programs, because like I indicated before, I am in one, and some people I've spoken to feel that it's just replacing one crutch for another. Like, oh, I don't drink anymore, but now I'm just dependent on this 12-step thing. And that, I don't know, that might be true for some people, but as a behaviorist, it's really just a bunch of replacement behaviors. I'm going to choose to not do this thing. I'm going to do these other things that are way better. And it's a reconditioning process. I'm going to teach my brain not to think about all this blah blah blah, and I'm going to think about things in a different way. It's relieving. It's amazing, actually. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about that a little bit, because you never know who might be listening and might take that into consideration for themselves. And yeah, so that's really all I have to say for now. So peace out.